Afternoon, gents. A defeat on penalties today in the Charity Shield against FCL Elmstead. Corley, what were your thoughts on how the game unfolded?
Ultimately, really disappointed in the way we conducted ourselves in terms of our performance levels today and the result. We've prepared this week as we have done the whole of the season. Myself and Matt went and watched them on Wednesday night. We've done the analysis in the classroom today, and ultimately we've put on a really poor performance. I thought there was probably 5 or 6 players that are way below par today, and ultimately at any level, don't matter if you're playing a team in the league below, you're not going to win a game of football. And if you look at the stats for today, I think we've had 2 shots on target in 95 minutes, which is not good enough. So yeah, it was. I thought we got what we deserved today. If I'm honest with you, I thought that they set up. They were very defensive, as you would expect from playing on a team in the league above. They sat off us, and we couldn't really find the answers today to actually break them down and create any opportunities. So I've got to give them a lot of credit. I thought they deserved to beat us, if I'm honest with you. I thought they should have been 1-0 up when they had a 1v1 with Dan, and he kicked it straight at him. Should have been 1-0 up early on. And then they've scored a good goal that we didn't defend well enough in the second half. So, sometimes you've got to leave games irrelevant if they're a league below. I thought that they'd done enough today to win the game, and we got what we deserved.
Yeah, it's a different vibe, Matt, after last Saturday's winning the FA Cup, and obviously a good performance on Tuesday against Kennington. What do you put that down to?
I think it's always difficult when we've had a performance like that off the back of. I mean, look, you didn't really see it coming off the back of the second half performance, particularly against Kennington. I thought we were really, really good. It was a different type of game today. Have this group of players been through a type of game like that? Maybe not yet. Like I say, they sat in. They were very defensive. It's quite deep, so we've got to find a way, and that's obviously down to myself and Jamie on the training ground to show the players how we play against a team that do that against us, because we haven't really come up against that so far. So perhaps that's a tiny little bit of stuff that we need to do. Having said that, I think we've got enough quality on the pitch to be able to find the answers themselves without really needing us to support that in a 90-minute game against a team from the league below. So I think sort of echo what obviously Jamie had said in terms of just a poor performance from far too many individuals on a day where I said it last week, I said it Tuesday. We wanted to win today. Let's not make any bones about that whatsoever. We expected to have that trophy in our cabinet at the end of today. And I'm extremely disappointed in what we've served up today in front of another decent crowd on a nice afternoon at our home ground. So we've got some work to do, whether that be personnel. Obviously, Shafes has come off injured today, which is obviously a disappointment. We've still got Connor missing, and I felt the midfield lacked really any sort of tenacity or any real quality in there today in terms of trying to find a way through until Joe Healy came on. I thought he was really good when he came on. He was a plus from today. But yeah, I think that again, obviously, Macca, the captain, was missing on a day like today when it's a little bit flat. Do you miss your captain? Probably, but we should have enough. There's no excuses. We should have enough. And what it has done is given us a load more food for thought. At this stage last year, we made some bold decisions and moved 1 or 2 on and brought 1 or 2 in that had a real big impact on our season. And don't necessarily want to be doing that, but we might need something to kind of ignite the group a little bit when we need something, and now and again that might be needed, and that's obviously something that we've been speaking about just after the game. And you don't want any knee-jerk reactions, but at the same time, sometimes the squad's a little bit light in certain areas, particularly with Connor missing. He hasn't played yet, particularly with Shafes going off today. It leaves us a little bit light in numbers in midfield, and with Macca missing today as well, we're a little bit light in that area. So, but disappointing day, really disappointing day. I think we've got enough in us to go and recover from that and go and get a good performance on Tuesday. And we've got a massive game here next Saturday against Chichester. But they're 2 different types of games to today. We're going to be a lot more on the front foot on Tuesday night, hopefully. And then obviously next Saturday we'll spend lots of period without the ball. But I kind of think it suits us at the moment to have less of the ball and have regains in the other end of the pitch, which is something that we need to look at, because that shouldn't be the case against a team that's in the league below.
Yeah, Matt's touched on it there, Corley. A big week coming up for us. Holland to Blair away on Tuesday. And I suppose the thing, when we look back at the Sutton game, we had an opportunity to get back on the bike, if you like, the following Tuesday and get a result. hopefully we've got that opportunity again with Holland and Blair, and then as Matt says, we a big FA Cup game. So a lot to play for.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when you have a performance like today, I think as a player, you want a game straight away. You want to put it right, and it's right what you said there. I think having a game Tuesday night is brilliant. This group's going to need it because I think they're as disappointed as we are. But ultimately, it's football, and you can't be too high and you can't be too low. We sat here this time last week, and everything went for us, and you're on cloud nine. And today, unfortunately, players have dropped their level of performances, which is, and it happens to too many individuals. That's then cost us not winning the cup. So it's football. You can't get too downbeat about it. We've still got a top squad in there, but we just got to find a level of consistency where we did the back end of last season, where we don't have a performance like today, and that's what we need to look at moving forward as a management team. Is what do we need to tweak to make sure that we don't have that, because we can't keep this kind of roller coaster of emotions and performance levels between now and the end of the season, because you're not going to win anything. So we've got to look at that. And as I say, listen, it happens in football where you get too many players that underperform, and ultimately it was today.
Yeah. So I think finally, Matt, any positives to take out of the performance today?
I think Joe Healy, when he came on, was good. I thought that Jake Abraham stepping up and taking a penalty in a pressure situation like that was great experience for him, and obviously signing the contract before the game is brilliant for us as a football club and obviously a first team. So that's a positive. He's got more minutes on the pitch. I think going beyond that, I think it's tough to try and find loads of positives in quite a flat performance. I think again for us though, it's another game. Although we haven't won the game and we should be winning games like today, let's not try and dress it up. But it's another game that we haven't lost in 90 minutes. So if that's a league game and you haven't played particularly well, you've come off with a point. And when you're going to need games like that where you don't get beaten. So ultimately, forgetting the penalty shootout, it's another game. And I think we've only still lost 2 games in probably 40 games in 90 minutes, which is a positive for us in the sense that if we're not playing well. But today, we should be winning the game. There's no two ways about it. So it's a tough day to find real positives, but like I say, I thought Joe Healy was excellent when he came on and found a little bit of quality. And Ashton gets a little bit of praise in terms of getting the assist for the goal, having come off the bench, where he's had a little bit of a frustrating period over the last couple of games. So, and the other major positive that I would say is that we've learned loads. We've learned loads and loads again about a group that we've put together that we're trying to challenge to win this title. And I think that's given us lots of food for thought going into Tuesday night.
Guys, thanks for your time. Look forward to Tuesday. Bring it on.
Cheers. Thank you.